she left with my valuables. Loads of my valuables.
This scene ruined Shanty Town. Keep watching the video and I'll explain why. But first things first, Shanty Town is fucking dope. Of course, you know there are always some things, but it's Nollywood, and Nollywood, we love you just the way you are. Now there will be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't seen it yet, you can go and watch it. It's on Netflix. It's also free on YouTube.
Boss, I say come open these gates. You know they get me. I know go open now.
Okay, so that is not Shanty Town, happening in another town, but it's not Shanty. Now, Shanty Town tells the story of the dark and crazy lives of the people in Shanty Town. Of course, what else were you expecting? But really, it's the story of Inem, played by Ini Edo, and her journey in trying to bring down the criminal lords of Shanty Town.
And I own her with my full chest.
Now, when I watched Shanty Town the first time, the first thing that came to mind was this show should have been on HBO.
I wish.
Because this show is wild, bro, and that is probably the best thing about the show, the visuals. Oh my god. Like from the beginning with the candle shots, and they have this monkey over there with the baby holding it. Some people have come to attack the town and there were explosions over there, gunshots, all kinds of craziness. Right in the beginning, your heart is pounding for these two girls and their mom, and then one of them gets shot and you're like, oh my god, why? Why will you kill the girl in the big? Why? Also, that man over there is Superman, okay? He's like Wolverine or something, because he got shot, the bullets went through him and hits the girl. The girl is unconscious, but he's over there screaming and doing ah! He has enough strength to help push the canoe on the water, and then he gets shot again. He did not die. I mean, if no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper was a person, it would be this guy. From that distance, he could have easily shot them. You know, the distance he was standing from the river to them was shorter than the distance he shot the guy from. But, you know, maybe he was not in the mood. And then the girl and the mom get captured by some criminals on the water. But that is the opening scene, okay? That is how they start the show, and it's like just mind fucking blowing. And that's not even the best part, because right after the intro sequence, we have a scene where there are so many things I cannot show from that scene, but just know that God bless African women. Oh my god. It's 18 years later, you have this beautiful African woman packaging some drug that looks like Milo. I don't know what that drug is supposed to be. Those of you who are drug heads in the comments, let me know what that is. And in that scene, we are introduced to Scar, who is the best performer of the show. Like, this guy carried the whole thing on his back. And one of the best things about that scene is the cultural representation, because over there, he's getting head from a woman whose name is
Shanty.
Her name is Ashanti from Shanty Town. You see, the Ashanti women from Ghana have always been the best, the strongest, the pride of Africa. They know how to use their mouth, whether it's by talking too much or sucking off a guy in the Nigerian series. This is what Yaa Asantewaa fought the British for, strength and power of the Ashanti woman. Please, let's not be tribalistic. I made a video about Ashantis, by the way. It will come out here. Check this video out. The Bobby is not small. Look at this. Let's continue. That's what I was saying. Scar was the best character of the show, played by Chidi Mokeme, and he killed it. And Scar is the big guy in Shanty Town. He's like the owner of Shanty Town. He's the big boss. He controls everything. Now, Scar's boss is Nigeria's favorite sexy grandpa sugar daddy, RMD. And RMD at this point in time is like the Morgan Freeman or Samuel L. Jackson of Nigerian movies. He has been in every single movie for the last 16 years.
My forefathers could wait. It was their lifestyle.
And of course, RMD's performance was great. I don't think that guy has a bad performance in any movie. I mean, he played his bad guy role so well that it might destroy his reputation in real life. You know, because audiences are not always smart and they can't tell that it's a movie and it's not a real person. There's this 50 Shades of Grey BDSM scene where he just abuses Ini Edo, and he plays it so well, maybe a little bit too well, because the way he does it, you would think that it's something he does on a regular. But that is why he is RMD and he is the best. But the crazy thing is, RMD's first appearance revealed one of the biggest problems with the show, which is that it's so fucking slow. My god.
It was their lifestyle.
So Scar runs an Ashawo business, a prostitution ring. The girls, after they make a certain amount of money, can buy their freedom. You know, black on black slavery, like the good old days. One of the girls, Jackie, manages to buy her freedom from Scar.
Committee, don't break your covenant with us. Yourself, I go miss you well.
Guys, I'm officially announcing the start of my acting career. I am entering the acting industry. So producers and directors, if you have roles, send me scripts and let me come and audition, okay? Because the career is looking very, very juicy. Very juicy career.
And Abraham said unto his young men, abide ye here with the ass. Oh Lord.
Now another girl, Shalewa, who is Nancy Isime's character, borrows money from Jackie to buy her freedom from Scar.
No worry, I go borrow you the money.
And as soon as she gets there, Scar goes from criminal to General Mosquito. I see you doing Ketia.
Colorado, you can give me a calculator for there. Your money now 15 million.
Then she goes to the bar to drink her pains away because in heaven there's no beer. And guess who she meets?
Welcome, sir. African zombie, please.
It's Peter or Paul. I can't tell the difference, but it's one of the brothers from P Square, the greatest group in Afrobeat music ever. Argue with your phone. And over there we find out that Shalewa is a great mixologist. Don't know why she's still doing prostitution when she has this great skill. And so after seeing all of this, Peter, aka Mr. P, decided that his pee was going to get milked by Shalewa that night because the girl knows her liquids. Wow, how did she do that? Is that real fire? Is that safe to drink? Okay, never mind. The fire is not real. If you look closely, you can see the fire disappearing into the cut over there because the tracking, they didn't move this thing up. So yeah, it's not real fire. We thank God. Hey, you have to give it to the visual effects team, okay? They did it very seamlessly. The way the fire went off and then the smoke came. Great. He drank her liquids, so it's only right that she also drinks his liquids, as he and his brother said years ago. If you do me, I do you. Man, no go vest. Now, while Shalewa is over there pressing her soft, juicy booty on Mr. P's pee, her friend Jackie is in deep trouble. She gets killed by Scar. I was going to say a lot of things over there, but I'll just say it. Scar comes over there and kills her because that's what they do to the girls who buy their freedom. The girls don't really go free, they kill them. And the editing of that scene, impeccable. Okay, the way they put the killing of Jackie and Shalewa having sex together. I mean, whilst one was getting killed, the other was possibly creating life. You know, it's the juxtaposition of life and death. It's the circle of life. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but you can see, you understand. Now, Jackie tried to call Shalewa's phone for help, but as we know, Shalewa was busy riding and getting extra busy because Mr. P's pee was inside her pee. I have to stop this alphabet. Now, keep that part in mind, the phone call. Keep it in mind because it is very, very important to the whole story. Now, one of the reasons why Scar is extra angry over here and killing the girl is because in that scene with he and RMD told him to shut down their ice cream business. You know, ice cream business.
Abodari, I need you to shut down the ice age.
And that second episode for me is the point where everything slowed down too much. So Scar is going back home with his crew after killing Jackie, and then they get attacked by another group of people. Oh my God, it's Feels on the beat. Reading Makola, yo, eh? Is this my reality? What's he doing over there? I didn't know he could act. What can that man not do? What can Feels not do? So Scar gets captured by Feels, and this is the point where I think the thing just became too slow. So in the next episode, we get introduced to Shafy Bello's character, and she has this beautiful monologue. Okay, the scene is shot. I mean, listen, once again, the visuals of this movie are insane. The scene is shot very nice, the lighting, everything is crazy. And the monologue is beautiful. Okay, you know, the way that woman is great. That woman is great in everything she does.
The shitstorm they ventured in. Now I see you're full of yourself.
And then in that whole thing, her whole plan is to capture Scar and then get him to take down RMD because she is going up against him in some political battle, which is the reason why RMD told Scar to take down the ice cream business because it's going to hurt his political ambitions.
He's my rival. He's a very powerful man. I concede.
That is one of my biggest problems with the show, is these long Raymond Reddington type monologues that the bad guys do. Even the scene, the one where they remove Nancy Isime shows her breast, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Even in that scene, before he took down the breast, he went on and on about this story of this pleasurable night.
I had this pleasurable night with an enthralling damsel.
And it's straight out of Raymond Reddington's book, like from the Blacklist. If you've seen Blacklist, you know how Raymond Reddington does. They just lifted the Raymond Reddington thing and put it inside.
You know, When I was 15, I had a summer job installing carpets for Albert Cotagolian on Lake Charlevoix.
One time I was on the shores of Jamestown in Ghana eating a strange food called banku.
It's like, move that thing for it. Okay, move that thing. It's poetic, it's nice, but please, come on. Like the third episode, that episode, half of the episode, okay, from minute 1 to 20 something minutes, it's just 2 monologues. It's that woman talking plenty to Scar, and it's RMD removing Nancy's breast and doing a monologue with Nancy. Like,
I'm sure underneath those clothes you are even more beautiful.
So at this point, Inem has come back to Shanty Town to meet Scar.
Betha picky. See how she fresh.
I bet leave me.
And you can see clearly that she has an effect on him because they kiss a lot in that scene. Oh my goodness. Bro, it's okay. It's okay. You're making it look as if you wanted to kiss the girl on set. Okay, relax. Okay, relax. I mean, if I had to kiss Ini Edo, I'll probably do the same thing. But that is me. Okay, I'm not a superstar. But Chidi Mokeme, you know, you're a big guy. Don't be doing this.
Finish. You saw, baby.
Again, it's okay, bro. It's okay. They kissed like 4 times in that scene. But as I said, it's Ini Edo, okay? If I was there, I would have done the same thing. I would have even done more. They would have had to pull me off, bro. But my favorite scene is this.
Me be Scar now. Now me be Scar. Hello, God. Close here. Get out.
I mean, you can tell that this big, strong guy, he has a moment of weakness. He's feeling weak, so he has to give himself ginger. Everybody has some moments like that in their life, you know, where you feel low. Like, you might be big and powerful, but you feel low. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and tell yourself, now you be less. Now you give yourself the vim and the courage to go out there and impregnate everybody in your town. You understand? Now, nothing really interesting happens in episode 4, apart from the BDSM scene I showed you in the previously, the one that RMD destroyed Ini Edo's ass. But that's when I realized the problem with Shanty Town, and the reason why Nancy Isime's breast scene ruined the show. The show started well, but at some point I started to feel like they focused more on shock value rather than the story, which I think is like the perfect storm, because the story is still good, don't get me wrong, the story is still good, but the shock value is way better than the story. So it's like you cannot look away even though the show is really slow at some point. And the evidence is in the response, because when the show came out, guess what everybody was talking about? Nancy's breast, largely because Nancy claimed that the breast was not hers but was for a stunt double, and I want us to analyze that for a little bit. Obviously, I can't show the boobs on YouTube, and I have never seen Nancy Isime's boobs in real life, so the boobs we can take her word for it. Okay, maybe it's not hers, but the booty, the nyash, I believe is hers, because if you look at the shape and the circumference of the whole thing, right, and you look at other scenes where they showed her backside, there's even one scene where she was wearing like a bikini kind of thing. I don't think they showed that over there. If you look at all those scenes and you look at the shape, the waist, the way, the contour of the nyash, there's no way it's not hers. And if it's not hers, then I don't know where they found her nyash look alike, but like, bro, the ass must be hers. Also, like, in the scene, it's not her bare ass, okay? She's wearing like some kind of thong or something like that. So, you know, there's no reason why she wouldn't show it. So the boobs, I don't know. The booty, I think so. I don't know what happened over there, but over here, I think the ass is hers, but it's neither here nor there.
More just move on, more change something.
So toward the end, the story is that Scar is trying to get RMD's ring. He has a special ring that I guess has some magic or whatever it is. And they want to use the ring to lure him out so that that woman who captured him in the beginning can, I don't know, get him and kill him or something like that, or get him to step down and not run against her in the election.
But I could bring the ring. Now we go take draw. She's drawn. Come here.
And so their plan is to use Mr. P to get the ring. And as we already know, Mr. P is fucking Shalewa. And they had this romantic scene that I love so much.
I was in a meeting some few months back, you know, try to convince the owners of this place to move the cabanas close to the ocean.
Oh.
But guess what?
Is it?
They refused.
Yeah. Why?
Why they refused?
No. Why you send me the mover?
Because when you're closer to the ocean, the view becomes the most beautiful sight you've ever laid your eyes on.
I love Mr. P. Hey, romantic boy. Hey, this is the guy who did Omogemi, okay, and all those songs with his brother. So he has words, you understand? He has vibes. But this one, I don't know about this one. I don't know. How do you go from writing "No one be like you" to say something like this? Come on, bro. Now the plan is for Shalewa to put a charm around Mr. P's neck that will make him obey everything that she says, so that he can go and bring the ring, his father's ring, from his room or wherever he keeps it.
Wash arm, where, make it trust you.
But the problem, as always, is that Shalewa is now falling in love with Mr. P.
His name now Femi Fernandez. You go feed Duam. Happy you no go feed Duam.
I mean, of course, he's the guy who wrote Ifunanya, one of the best Nigerian songs ever made, so any girl will fall in love with him.
All because of Ifunanya.
So they both go to a restaurant where moments before, RMD had ordered for them to cut Scar's fingers off for not following orders and closing down the ice cream business. Once again, shock value. And it's at this point that Inem and Shalewa meet, because they're bringing Inem to RMD to destroy her butthole one more time. And then they start asking questions about what happens to the girls who leave Shanty Town and, you know, Jackie and stuff like that. And then Shalewa checks her phone.
Family now forever. You don't know. Separate family. And death.
I remember Jackie called Shalewa, but the call never went through because Shalewa was fucking Mr. P's P. But if you look on the phone, it looks like it was a voice note that was playing. So the question is, even if Shalewa turned on the voice note, who pressed send? Unless it was the driver who was driving Jackie, because the thing is that Jackie was set up by the driver. That taxi driver, he set Jackie up to be killed. So the only explanation is that the driver got Jackie's phone and sent the voice note to Shalewa. What is the answer over there? I don't know. It's a mystery to everybody at this point who has seen the show. But if you have any theories, please put them in the comments below, because we don't know what happens over there. Now, while Shalewa and Inem are discussing the tragedy in the washroom, Scar himself comes with another charm and puts it on Mr. P's neck. And I'm confused. Like, did the woman make two charms? I thought she made one for Shalewa to use it on him. So from the other one, he's a criminal, so he probably, he did a backup plan, which is great. That's why he's a good criminal.
Scar 1, Femi 0.
The final episode is where everything becomes chaotic. And they did one thing that I hate when African movies do. They try to do like this FBI secret agents thing. So at this point, it's revealed to everybody that Inem is a secret agent with a secret agent organization trying to bring down crime. And she was the girl who was shot in the beginning, the bullet that went through the man. And her sister is the one that went with the mom on the water and they got captured.
Terminally ill and dying on a hospital bed in the prison.
Oh my god, why did they make her look like that? Look at the head, it looks like an alien. Jesus, why? So these two girls were the twin girls in the beginning who got attacked in the village, that whole thing. And so they did the whole law enforcement, FBI agents thing, and it just, whenever like Nigerian movies or any African movies do that thing, it just looks inauthentic. You know, it's like, it's not our thing. We don't do things like that, you understand?
This is DKE1077. We have a code red.
I long for the day where I will hear a law enforcement agent from Nigeria say into my ears, DK, we have a code red. And the ending, oh my god, the ending, bro. Shafy, Bello and Scar had captured RMD's son and they had gotten a ring, so he went to some warehouse looking place to get his ring back.
Well, I'm sure you've seen those movies where the villain explains her plans to the protagonist. Well, the thing is, you're not the protagonist. And this isn't a movie.
And this is not a YouTube video. I am not a man. This shirt is white. And this is not the internet, it's the Matrix.
Goodbye, Oliomi.
Oh, Sia, I told you it was the Matrix. I told you this was the Matrix. Oh, Sia, look at that. It's stopped the bullet. You are crazy. It's like, who the fuck are these two guys and why do we care about them fighting? In a movie where they do fighting scenes, it's usually somebody of importance versus another person of importance, but then we see that, okay, this guy is stronger than this other person, but the good guy, usually the good guy is able to do something and beats the big guy. But who the fuck are these guys? Who is that? You can just tell that the director and the producers were there like,
oh man, listen, we have paid for this fighting scene and the people must see this fighting scene. Whether it makes sense or not, I don't care.
Wait, that guy who can do all those moves and all those acrobatics cannot dodge that stone? Even I would have dodged it. I mean, it makes sense. If there's a pillar made of hard metal and a car tie and you want to kill somebody, you use their head to hit the car tie instead of the pillar. I'll lie to you, I stopped watching at that point, so I have to watch that part again to make the rest of the video. Yeah, so at the end, all the girls come and they stab Scar and kill him, and they say freedom because he killed their girl, you know, that whole thing.
For freedom. For freedom.
I think at the end they arrested RMD, but then at the very end they said Scar's body was never found. So I'm guessing that's like the cliffhanger for season 2. If they have a season 2, I don't know how they'll continue the story because RMD is I don't know how to do it. I still won't ask you to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will ask you to leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about Shanty Town. How have you watched it? If you watched it, did you like it? I liked it. I liked it apart from the ending, you know. And I think that's a recurring problem in a lot of Nollywood shows. They are good until the ending. Alright, I'll see you guys soon in another video. Sing the song.
Well, I go never ever ask you to like and subscribe, but you go share my video if you know you're feeling my vibe. People are gonna never ever ask you to like and subscribe, but you go share my video if you know you're